again.
All right. Welcome to the Blended Mommas. I'm Maria. I'm the stepmom.
And I'm Sam. I'm the mom.
And we're here to talk about co-parenting, the good, the bad.
The funny and the sad.
So, what are we talking about today, Sam?
Well, we have been getting a lot of new followers on our TikTok and on our Instagram and actually our Facebook even too.
Yeah, and here on YouTube.
And here on YouTube. So we decided to do just a little recap and how we met. And
Yeah, we've noticed
a
a
lot
lot
of people are asking us
they're
about
asking us like in questions and in DMs like how do we become friends? So we just kind of want to talk about it again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Just
good.
to give everybody a little refresher course, I think.
The last time we talked about this was like a year ago, so it's good to kind of talk about it, I don't know, again.
A year. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
a year that we've been doing this. And
basically.
It's good. I like it.
It's been really good. The past couple months have been awesome.
Yeah, they've been pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Nuts?
Yeah. It's really
in a way.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah.
So you and Carlos pretty much got together, what, in 2018?
Yeah, January 2018.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you that didn't know this or keep asking too, he dated someone after me and before her.
Yeah, so we didn't overlap relationships.
Yeah, there was no cheating, no.
With me involved.
Yeah, no, not with her anyway.
Yeah, not with me, but.
Not with her anyway.
Yeah, so I think when did you guys break up? 2010-ish?
Yeah, it was August?
2009 or 10?
2010, I think August. I don't know. I know it was somewhere in 2010 because it was.
Because Jaden was born.
It was
yeah.
It was like 5-6 months before we had Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
Is when. Actually, no. It was right after I found out I was pregnant. So I found out I was pregnant like in July.
Okay.
Yeah, July of 2010.
So that's when their relationship ended.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was done a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is good to talk about too. Like, when did you and Carlos become friends again or friendly again?
Well, we tried in the beginning when I was pregnant. He would actually take me to my doctor's appointments and stuff like that. Not really there for me, so to speak, like emotionally, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I kind of did. Physically, he was there, but emotionally, I pretty much I felt alone. I wasn't really alone. Can't say that because I did have like a lot of support, but mentally I felt like alone because I had the blood clot. I had everything was just like fucked up during that time. But
and we do go into detail in that on one of our videos called Noni and Mommy. There's part 1 and part 2 if you want more details on.
Yeah, go ahead.
All of that. So scroll down on our videos and check it out.
You'll see that it is. You kind of see that side of me that I actually really hate to show, but I mean, at least it's honest.
Yeah.
I guess, it was just pretty much what I had to go through. But during that time, that's when he was dating his ex. It was very rocky for us. I felt like she just fed a lot of BS in his head, and it just made our relationship kind of hard to get along. And then after a while, I think he started to see that it wasn't me. It was like her, and then him letting it get to him. And then I want to say about, Jaden was probably because we tried to at least do things together still, even though there was tension. We still tried. Like I said, we've never fought in front of our daughter, even to this day, and she's going to be 11. So we still haven't done that. We've never had any arguments in front of her. Anytime we had a disagreement, we would kind of just talk to each other first, and then, but she would not be around. But I want to say maybe a year before you guys got together, that's when our friendship actually started to be more we repaired it during that time.
So 2016, 2017.
Yeah, 2016, 17. We tried because like I said, that's when he kind of was stepping back a little bit, I think, from her.
From his ex.
Yeah, from his ex. And I think he started to see that I was no, I'm a friend. I'm not, because I was dealing with a horrible breakup too during that time. I mean, I got over that breakup, but it was still freaking horrible because I was living with the guy. But then when I started seeing my ex during that time, I think that's when me and Carlos kind of like saw that our friendship is a good one.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like our daughter is going to benefit more from us being like good friends.
Right.
So that way it's not, you know, because she still doesn't understand, you know, that
Everything
me and
that
him
happened.
dated.
Yeah.
She just figured, you know, like, oh, we just had you. It's like, no, we dated for a
Yeah.
long time. Like, and then we had you.
Yeah.
But I want to say, yeah, like a year before you guys got together, I think that's when our friendship actually was like good.
Yeah. Which I
Yeah.
think is good for people to hear because, like, I know there's a lot of like bonus moms, stepmoms, or whatever phrase you're comfortable with, on our page, and they're like, "How did you get here? Like, I want this to happen." And it took a lot of time between you and Carlos to get to a really good place. So
Yeah.
that alone is 6-7 years for you guys to repair your friendship.
Yeah.
And then when I came in the picture, it took us like 2.5 years
2.5 years.
to
But
get close. We were friendly,
Yeah.
and there was no like drama between us.
No,
but it
never.
wasn't like we were super comfortable for about 2.5 years, and that's
Yeah.
when things are good.
Yeah.
So like it takes a lot of time, and I just think I want people to know that like even if you're in like a crappy spot right now, it could
does
get better. It
Yeah.
could, I don't want to say it does. Like I don't want to be like it will, you know, because you never know how crazy.
Yeah, how
is.
some situations
But
are.
like
That's true.
it could get better, and we really do hope it does. But you just sometimes time is what you need.
Time and communication.
And seeing that person cares about you. Like, I think what really changed it for us becoming close was when I got pregnant and you, like, wanted to know how I was doing.
Yeah. Like, I
Like-
was like, are you okay? Are you
And then
feeling
you went
okay?
through
Yeah.
the breakup, and I really cared about you
Yeah.
when that was going on. And I think that, like, kind of helped us get close.
Yeah, because
we care about each other.
Yeah, because
you
during
know?
that time, like when you guys started dating, and then I was dating my ex, it was not because like we didn't want to have like anybody. Like it's not like we didn't want to be around each other, but like you know, it was new for him with you.
Yeah,
like I said,
and
I
it
saw
was
like
new
the
for-
difference, and then for me, it was new for me because it's like
And your ex, yeah.
and my ex, you know,
Yeah.
during that time. So like, so that's why I think it kind of took me and you forever to kind of like start talking like how we are now.
Yeah.
It was only because like we weren't trying to keep each other away from like keep our like me and Carlos weren't trying to keep like you and my ex like away from each other. It was like we were trying to enjoy something that was new, something that was different.
That too,
you know?
like, and I think that's smart. Like, it's really important, like, to set your own family boundaries within like your own unit. So, like, Carlos and Jaden and I, we became our own unit, and then like, once I felt really comfortable in that, it was easier to become close to you because like that can be really hard. And I know I felt that a few times, like when we started dating, and we had Anthony's graduation.
Yeah.
Like I was really nervous about that, you know, and I remember being at the graduation and like it was at where you and Carlos went to high school, and like, you know, you're sitting like we're all sitting together, and her and I really didn't like we were knew each other,
Like, we
and it was
knew.
friendly,
Yeah.
and we were polite, but we weren't like friends. So
Yeah.
it was awkward to be like. To hear you and Carlos like talking like, oh, do you remember this? Or
Yeah,
like that still
like,
that
oh my
person
God, do you
still
still
works
remember that?
there?
Did you see
Oh,
him?
did you see
Did you
their
see her?
hair?
Yeah.
And I'm like
Sitting there.
sitting there like, oh my God, like total third wheel,
Yeah.
which is okay, but it was like hard. I think we got in a fight about it that night.
Yeah.
But
And then when we went back to the house, I tried to like include you because I was like,
And then
I feel
way-
like she
feels awkward. Yeah,
feels
I did.
awkward. Like I would feel awkward, you know, too.
And then-
So that's why like I try to get you like, you know, in the mix too when we were
Right, and then my way of like compensate, I overcompensate when I feel like I'm a third wheel. So then you and I were like butting up against Carlos, and then Carlos feel like third wheel.
Yeah.
And so-
then it ended. That
Yeah.
night didn't end too well.
For
but,
me and Carlos, it didn't end well.
Well, me
yeah.
and him too, yeah.
Yeah.
He called me
I
a
forget
fucking
about
bitch. And he like said it with anger, and I was like,
And that's
Yeah,
when
how
I
did
knew.
I do?
I was like, oh, he's really mad.
I was like, oh, he can dish the insults and make fun of me, but yeah, if I do it, it's like,
I think
whoa.
we'd only been together for like
You guys
5
weren't- yeah,
months.
you guys-
It had only been like 5
It
months.
was new, yeah, it was
'Cause
new.
when did he graduate? May? Is May when
Yeah.
people graduate?
Yeah, no, June. May or June. Yeah, is when I
Yeah, we started dating that January, so. Yeah.
And it was I think it was just for Carlos though, in my opinion. I'm not saying this is true or not, but I think it was he had like some kind of like PTSD, you know, because of the ex, because it wasn't so good with me and her. But there's a lot of like history behind there, and there was a lot of betrayal behind it. But it's like I still try to put our friendship first for, you know, Jaden.
Yeah.
And I felt like if he thought I was even remotely like a smartass or anything, or if I were to be that way with you, I think he would have like, oh, it's fucking her doing this shit all over again, like, you know, she did with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like, when we had that dinner, when he had told me about you, and then when I told him about my ex, that's when I had told him, I was like, okay, like, I want to do it differently, too.
So I remember this, when Carlos and I started dating, it was so nice, he asked me how I felt about going to dinner with you.
Yeah.
To talk. Because that was the other thing. I don't think he wanted you to find out. Because we weren't like really... We had to keep it a secret, our relationship, because of work and stuff, because we worked together. But he didn't want you to find out like through the grapevine once we did like announce it. And so he wanted to take you to dinner and like tell you, you know, just because he wasn't sure how you were going to feel.
And I already knew.
Yeah, she already knew because, I mean, people...
It's for one, it's a small town, but two, because of Jaden. And like I said, everybody that did tell me, it's because they knew the history behind his ex and me.
Right, so they wanted
to make sure they wanted to let me know, like, hey, just to let you know, like, but it wasn't like, oh,
and it's gonna be somebody
any kind
new
of talking
around
shit.
your
Yeah,
kid.
it's just someone new, and I'm very protective of my kid. So it's like,
no, I understand that.
You know, I don't want just anybody around her. Not saying that I thought that of you, but it was just more or less like I've always mentioned that, and so like when I was told about you two, I was like, oh, okay, like I know who she is. Like,
yeah, we knew of each other.
Like we knew of each other, so it wasn't like I ever heard anything bad or anything like that. So I was like, oh, okay. And then that's when we went out to that dinner. And he was talking about you. Like I said, I already knew. I was like, okay. Which I was kind of glad, because I think that's what kind of helped me, like, not decide, but kind of like I wanted to do it differently.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
He seems happy. He seems like he changed. You know, it wasn't like the Carlos that I knew when he was dating his ex, because that one was just a pure asshole.
Yeah,
like I went through a lot of things, you know.
He probably was always on the defense.
Yeah, and he was always like that because of like how it happened, you know. And which is okay, it's fine. I get it, but it's like you are literally fighting the wrong person. Yeah, because I'm not trying to fight with you.
Yeah,
you know. And so when we went on the dinner, and I was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I was like, hey, if she ever wants to just reach out,
and it was perfect.
Okay.
It was perfect, because I had told him, like, because at work, some people that knew Sam were like, watch out. And I like to get ahead of things, because I don't want drama. Like, I'm not a confrontational person. Yeah, I'm just not. I like when I fight. Even with Carlos, I'm like, I get really calm, because I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like any competition. Anyways, so I had told Carlos, like, I want to reach out to her, because I want her. Like, one, we had seen each other out downtown and stuff, and through work. Like, we were cool. Yeah. We weren't friends, but we were cool.
I would say hi. It wasn't
like if we saw each other out downtown, we did. Our first episode, go watch it. We have a whole story.
It's funny.
She's like, talking about when we saw each other out. But like, we were cool. And so I was like, you know, I think we were already friends on Facebook.
I think so.
We already were.
Yeah.
And so I told him, like, I wanted to reach out to you and just send you a message saying, you know, that I respect you and your place, and I understand that you're going to be in his life. And obviously, like, I want you to know I'm not a terrible person that your kid's going to be around, you know, kind of thing, just to reassure you and to like open the door. And so anyways, when Carlos was done with the conversation with dinner with her, he told me, like, yeah, she said, like, she wanted, you know, like, she's open to talking to you if you ever want to reach out. And I was like, perfect, because I literally have it written out. Like, I'm that person. I'm like very type A. So I like, outline what I want to say, and then I like make it sentences and paragraphs.
Yeah.
And then I make sure it's perfect 3 times.
Yeah.
And then I send it. So,
the OCD just kind of kicks in.
yeah, that's how I do things.
Yeah, and it was funny too because like the guy that I was dating at this time, he's like, "Do you think?" He's like, "You actually said that?" I was like, "Yeah, like I," and because he knew of Carlos's ex too, so he knew of her, and he knew how
everybody
she
who
wasn't,
knows of her.
she was not a good person. I don't know about now. I'm not gonna. I mean, that shit's like, I think I just want to hit her just once and then I'm fine. But just because of the disrespect, that's it. But when I had told my ex about it, and I was like, yeah, I think she wants to like, you know, talk. And then that day that I was telling him about it, that's when you actually like wrote to me. I was like, look. Like,
yeah.
He's like, do you think I should do that with Carlos? I was like, nah, you don't give a shit.
Yeah, Carlos is not.
I was like, out of all people, I was like, he knows how I am.
Yes.
As a mom. And that I just don't let anybody around her. I'm very, like, some of my closest friends that I grew up with are not even around my kid. Because I'm like, I know the kind of person that you are and you're going to be in and out. Like, just stay out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm that kind of person where I'm like that even with myself. Like, if you're going to just come in and out of my life, just stay out. But for me, I think the reason why it did go so smoothly, it is because of the fact that, like, when we did go out to that dinner, me and Carlos with like Jaden, and I think Anthony and Anna were with us, and we and he brought you up and we were waiting. I remember we were waiting outside and he was like, yeah, sorry, I'm kind of like seeing someone, and I was like, oh, you know, I already knew. And he was like, the way that he spoke about you and how he was like, it felt like he was trying to convince me, like, no, she's good, you know, like, she's sweet and all this stuff. And I was like, well, I already know, but, you know, I let him because I was like, well, yeah, I already know, motherfucker, you know, but I didn't want him to feel like I was going to treat it like the previous one. Because like I said, mind you, there's a lot of history behind that, though. And when he was, you know, talking about you, I was like, it did feel different. Like, his face looked different. The way he spoke about you was different. It was like he wanted it to work out. And like the way he did talk about you, and that's when I had told him, don't fuck it up. Yeah, you know, like, don't. Like, I actually have heard good things about her. You know, I was like, don't fuck it up. You know, so then... And that's when I was like, when he was talking about you, I just, like I said, just his whole attitude, his whole demeanor, like, everything just felt good. It felt positive. It felt like he was actually trying to be, like, a better person, too. Because, like I said, during that time, it wasn't the Carlos that I grew up with or that I was around. You know, like, whenever he wasn't with her and we did, like, go and pick up the baby or anything like that, our interactions were, like how it is now. Yeah. You know, and as soon as, like, she fucking called or texted or anything or even was around, it was like, we're always fucking fighting. And I'm just like, yeah. You know, it was very draining for me. Very, very emotionally and physically fucking draining. And so that's when I was like, all right, he's doing it like this. He's trying to change. He's trying to make the situation better and have me feel better, too. You know, so I was like, all right. That's when I decided, I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. And that's when I had told him, I was like, well, if she ever wants to reach out to me, you know, just let her know she can. Like, I'm okay with that. Yeah. And then...
So then when I did, it was good.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Like, she was receptive to it. Mm-hmm. But, like...
I even gave her my number. I was like, if you ever want to go have a drink and talk more, here's my number.
I do remember.
You know? And because, like I said, like, you coming... To me, most people don't do that. You don't hear positive things at all. It's always like the baby mama tries. I mean, the bonus mom, step parent, or whoever tries, and then the baby mama's like, no. And it's like, that doesn't mean that they're trying to take your place. Like, you really need to hear them out first.
Or they're just too scared to try because they think
it's going to be like bad. Like the whole entire like I said, it was like a PTS thing. But seeing his face. In his tone, I think that's what made it better for me to be like, okay.
And I think what's important too is like, you and him were on really good terms.
Yeah,
and so that made it easier for like I can't imagine being close to you if you and Carlos were always fighting.
Yeah.
Because then I would be in the middle, or there would be two different fights. Yeah. So the fact that you and him were on good terms, it made it easier for me. Mm-hmm. You know, and also like I know, like I think we've talked about this before, like how one of the reasons I was so open to being with him, even though he had a kid, even though like you're in his life, was because he never talked about you negatively either. And I think that says a lot. Like usually, because I've dated people before who, you know, they always talk about their baby mama drama and this and that going on. And I think there just was a different level of like maturity and acceptance in the situation. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, like obviously he's not talking bad about her. Mm-hmm. So like it said a lot to me. Yeah. Because like to me that's like a really good person. Mm-hmm. If they're not trashing their baby mom. Yeah. You know? Like, because usually they do. Usually that's like the
what
norm.
You always hear. Yeah. It's like, oh, my baby mom's fucking crazy. And it's like, well, what did you do to make her like that?
Yeah. Right. That's my thought. But, you know? So that's what made me, like, more comfortable with the situation in general. And then, like, obviously I, you know, didn't want things to be bad between us. Mm-hmm. So.
I didn't either. And like I said, I think it was, like, anytime that we did try to like have like a family outing before we did get close, I think if he would have heard me say like a smart ass remark or anything like that, it would set him off like, oh great, like she's gonna fucking hate this one now. And it's like, but then I felt like, I'm like, okay, he's kind of being aggressive towards me because of her, you know. So like it's that, like, we had said that PTSD
but it's like he was defensive and you were nervous that he was going to get defensive
and because like, of start fighting again
because of the past relationship.
And I'm like, we're doing so good.
It's almost like a wall you put up because you're like, I don't want to have the fight, so I'm not gonna initiate conversation or get too close because I don't because that's how it was because like
the first year it was an adjustment for me too, because of the fact that like for Jaden, because she was like always talking about you in a very nice way, and I'm like, okay, I gotta stop.
That was when she was really little and she really liked me a lot.
She did. She loved.
We had a lot of fun.
Maria,
she was like when I met her, she was 6, and then she turned 7 right away, like the next month, and it was a really fun, cute little time. Yeah, and we were little buddies.
Yeah, it was even very weird.
Esperanza, her grandma, Carlos's mom, said that she would come in and be like, because Jaden used to go be with her all the time when Carlos was at work. Yeah. But she was staying with me instead. And Esperanza would come check on her and she'd tell me, she'd be like, I'm kind of jealous. Like, you used to be like, grandma, 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 and now it's Maria, Maria, Maria. Yeah. It was cute.
It was not like...
Now she's like 10 and she's like,
bye to everybody. I'm in my room watching my tablet.
Here's my hoodie.
Yeah, all like, you know, emo looking. And I'm just like, all right, kid. Like, but I think that's what it would trigger some of our fights, is like we treated your guys' relationship in the beginning like it was the previous one, you know, and it's like, and I, you know, would react a certain way because it's like I had to be defensive because I'm like, well, it's 2 people against me, you know, and that whole entire like insecurity of being like replaced, like what we had talked about a while back, and it was very hard at first to adjust to it, but then it's like, she is my kid, and she's happy, and she's taken care of. It's not, you know, anything. And I think you even hit me up a few times when she was sick, like, oh, you know, what do I do, you know? Like,
and because it's hard, because, like, I know what my mom would do with me, but I also know, like, you're her mom, and you have things that you want to do that would help, and I grew up in freaking Tennessee, and we don't have all Mexican remedies in my family where I grew up, and she does. So I'm like, what do you normally do for this? Like, because I didn't want to tell her like, oh, I did this and this, and her be like, well, you need to do X, Y, Z. So that's why I like to ask, because you know,
I'm like, oh, and then I know how clingy Jaden gets too. So I was like, all right, this is what you just do. Like, she's fine.
Right,
and all that stuff.
or I know I've texted you like at night, like, hey, she's grunting a lot. She's doing the teeth, and you're like, she needs to pee. Wake her up and have her go pee.
Yeah,
I would do it, and then it worked, and I was like, oh,
yeah. It was like she suffered from like night terrors. She got that from her dad because Carlos used to have those like all the time too, and the only way to like kind of get her to calm, you would have to like talk to her like, Jaden, it's okay, like let's go pee pee, you know, let's. I'm like, no, you're fine, like you're fine, let's go. I would carry her. She was heavy. I mean, I don't carry her now because she's literally almost my size, but you know, so those kind of things helped me just get more like, okay, this is different. It's not the past.
And like, it's totally normal for people to feel that way. Like, like, is she gonna replace me? Which I couldn't if I wanted to. Jaden tells me all the time. She'll be like, I love you. I'm like, I love you too. She's like, but I miss my mom. And I'm like, I know.
And that makes me feel really
but
good.
She says it all the time. And I'm like, you know what? Just don't say it then. Like, tell me just say you miss your mom. Like,
don't try and butter me up first, kid. Just say, Maria, I miss my mom. Yeah. But I love you. You know what I mean?
But, yeah. So it's normal to feel like, you know, someone's replacing me or just insecure about it. Like, and I felt like it's really hard as a stepmom in the beginning to like find your place and your peace because like, you know, we're different and like I might want to do something differently. Obviously nothing big, but like whether it's a routine or like a certain way to do, I don't know, homework or whatever. But it's, you have to, like, I have to kind of come to a peace that like my role is to support Carlos and he's dad. And I can only support Jaden really when she's with him, you know, and when she's at your house, like,
it's just me.
There's nothing I can do about that or anything that happens there. You know, if I was super concerned about safety or something, I could talk to Carlos and Carlos would talk to you, obviously. But like, you have to kind of find a peace with that. Like, just because it's something different and it's not the way you would necessarily do it, that's okay because you know you're not mom or dad, but you still have a really important role of supporting, you know, whether, I don't know what kind of relationship you're in, but supporting your partner while your stepchild is with them. So, and that took me a while to get there. To get to where I really accepted that and was like, okay. You know, not everything is something I need to get frustrated over or like worry about. And now I feel really good about that. But it took like the first year was really hard. And I'm kind of glad that we didn't hang out as much the first year because I also needed to find my place like with Jaden and Carlos.
Because you guys had to have like a certain rhythm too, where it's an adjustment. Having a child involved in a relationship is an adjustment.
It's a big deal.
It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing, which is for me, which is why I don't have a lot of people around her, and I regret having her around certain people that are like exes, for instance. I think I'm good at having relationships. I'm just not good at keeping them. Which is fine, you know.
And that's not all your fault.
It's not. No, none of it was my fault. I'll be honest. I'll admit when it's my fucking fault. But yeah, those weren't. But I hate the fact that I had her around them because it's like she is like literally my heart and my soul. Like she truly is my sanity. And so like for me to watch her be with someone else that's somewhat like a mother figure, you know, because it was when you guys were just, you know, everything was new, and I'm like, this is another woman. And like I said, it's that whole entire like that traumatizing with the relationship before you and him. It was very hard to deal with that. Like I said, like I went through so much bullshit and I never once took him apart, but I literally got to the point where I almost did. Even his mom had even said that I should have taken him like during that time, but I was like, I don't want my kid to go through that, you know? Like, no one understands how fucking traumatizing that shit is. And not only that, but like to see your parents fucking fight it's fucking traumatizing. It's like, it makes you think that it's okay. And it's like, no, it's not okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, no, it's not okay. I don't want her to go through that. I don't want to see her suffer through that. I don't want her to, like, ever have that. So that's why I never did. I was like, her happiness is, I don't care how stupid I looked during that time. I told her, man, I don't care. I can look like a fucking clown to a lot of people. My only happiness is to see her happy.
Yeah.
So, like, for me to try and get used to you and her and, like, seeing the pictures that you guys would take together, and I'm just like, she looks happy, though. Like,
yeah.
Why am I mad at that?
Hard.
Why would I get upset over that when she literally is? And I've had people tell me.
I remember feeling nervous to post the pictures. Because it's like, I don't want to piss you off or hurt you. But, like, you know, and I asked Carlos first if I could, and it was like, well, I mean, you're spending time with her. You're like, this is your home too, and this is, you know, part of we're becoming a family, and you're allowed to post pictures. So I was like, okay. You know?
Yeah, and it's true.
And it was not, you never,
right.
And you never reached out and said anything mean or anything about it. No, like never. So, like, thank you.
I would like the pictures. I would even comment, "Oh, look at my baby," you know, like.
Yeah, but I know that happy. I was nervous to post them because I've heard stories of other people. It's starting fights.
Bad.
It's starting fights just because you post a picture, but it's like, like I kind of felt like, you know, what Carlos said, like I. That's another hard part of step parenting. I don't know if I said it yet or already or not, but like you feel like you're doing everything mom and dad are doing, but you're not getting recognized and you don't get as much say, and that can be really difficult to like come to peace with. And it took me a while to get there, and so that was one of the things. Like I really wanted to post pictures with her because you know I was spending
time with her.
A lot of time with her.
Yeah, because I mean, he works a lot. He works really fucked up hours.
Like he was working at that time in the beginning 3 p.m. to 11. So that's after school. That's dinner. So that's homework. That's dinner. That's bedtime. You know. And once I moved in, that was on me.
That was a routine that you guys had. Yeah. And then I would even. I think I had even told you to, or she had did something, I think when I picked her up, like she was giving you attitude. And I remember I just looked at her and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I don't like that because like I can't even remember if I said this too, like you are a reflection of like your parents. So my mom always told us that how you guys act is a reflection on me. And even though you know, like we have different kind of like ways that we do things that are, you know, two separate households. It's just me. So I have a certain thing and she knows, you know, if I say certain things, she has to do it because it's, like I said, it's just me.
Yeah.
You know, and then when she's here, you know, it's a little different because it's all of you guys.
Yeah.
So with me though, in general, I don't want her to be rude, especially if it's someone that's older and is also a parental figure in the household. You know what I mean? So it's like, if she was rude to you, that's why I told you, I was like, if she's ever like that again, you just call me.
I remember that. It was, I want to say it was Thanksgiving or Christmas the first year, and we were at Carlos's parents, and we were at the dining table, and something, I don't remember what she said or what it was, but you were like, hey, you don't, she's asking you a question, you answer.
That's why she was kind of like ignoring you. Me. I was like, you can answer her. It's fine. I think she was just like,
no, it wasn't even like that. You were like, she asked you a question. You need to answer. Yeah, you were on her, and I was like, oh. But you know, I know that's what it was because when I went to get my spray tan for my wedding.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When I went to get my spray tan for my wedding, she recommended the person that I go get the spray tan to.
Yep.
And so I went, and she was like, oh, like, so how'd you find me? And I was like, oh, I'm, you know, Sam told me about you. And she's like, oh, how do you know her? And I was like, well, I'm engaged to Carlos, which is her
baby daddy.
And she was like, what? Because she had gone to school, I guess, with family and Sam's.
Like,
and so
she knew, like, me and her would talk, and she's like, because a lot of people had that.
They have an
notion
idea
of me.
They had the idea,
like this ice queen, this evil bitch. And I'm just like,
Ice queen.
You know, like, dude, I'm like, no, I'm not like that at all. Like, I surprise myself even when I react to certain things. So I'm just like, y'all don't know me. So,
but that's what I told her specifically. She's like, oh, how is that going? I was like, it's pretty good. Like, and I was like, we're good friends. I mean, I didn't say good friends, but I was like, we're friends, and like we get along. And she had asked like, how is it like, parenting, I guess, and all that. And I was like, honestly, she has my back. Like, and I told her what happened. You know, and you like got displayed
checked her
for not listening to me, and she was like, wow, you're really lucky. Yeah.
Because a lot of people, I mean, from what we see too, like on our social media and everything, is like a lot of people don't have that. And it's very sad because it's like, it's so beneficial when you do have it like that.
Yeah.
Because I also have you guys as my backup.
Mm-hmm. I have you.
And then you have me and her, and like Carlos as like your backup. Yeah. And then he has, he don't listen to us, but when he does need us, we're like right there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like,
it's a lot of support.
It's a lot of support.
Really cool,
and then like, with our whole families and everything like that too, like kind of having like our backs with it. Jaden literally is very fortunate to have all these people in her life that just want to make it for her and make it good for her.
See her succeed. Yeah.
And so it's just like, I don't know. It feels good to see her having a good childhood, even though me and her dad are not together. Yeah. Like, she has like a really great childhood. Yeah. So it's cool to see that because I see how happy she is, and I see, the bond that she has with you, and then she has a really awesome bond with her dad. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I can't knock that at all. Yeah. And like me and her, we have our own bond, Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's like, it's always been just me and her. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why it was hard for me at first to kind of like be okay with you in the beginning, because it was like, it's always just been me and her. Like, I hate sharing her, to be honest. I really, really hate it. I hated it when like Carlos would be like, oh, can I take her an extra day? I'm like, no. I would do it, but I'm like, no, I don't want to. Yeah. So like whenever he would like leave town, like for days, and it would be like his weekend, he's like, oh, do you think I could? I'm like, yeah, I can take her. I'm like, I just because I do want to share her. Yeah, I don't like sharing her, but I know it's beneficial for her. So like when you guys got engaged and I saw her reaction, she was just mad because she wasn't there. But but she was like,
she goes, Dad, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, she was mad. She's like, Mom, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I didn't fucking know. Like, what the hell? Like, your dad didn't tell me either. I don't know. I was like, babe, I didn't even know what was going on. And so, like, just seeing her, and I was like, are you okay? Like, what are you feeling? And she was young, so she was a lot smaller, so her words were just, just came out. She thinks before she speaks now, but before, no. She just let it out. She's like, I like her. I like it. I'm happy. I love Maria. And I'm just like, okay. That's it? She's like, I'm going to be the flower girl. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, babe. And like, just seeing how happy she was, it kind of gave me more peace. Mm-hmm. At like you and him being together. Like, it's not the previous relationship. That's what made me feel more comfortable in a way where I'm like, okay, this person is literally going to marry Carlos. She's going to be a part of my kid's life. Why in the fuck am I going to make it difficult for him, for her, and for myself? Yeah. Because during that time, that's when I was dating my ex and I was happy. I thought we were going to have everything too, but I was like, man, I'm kind of glad I'm not. But and me and him, I even talked to him. He's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, even he said too, like, as long as she treats Jaden, with love or anything like that, because he came, from like having step parents and everything like that, where it wasn't great.
Great, yeah.
So he understood that aspect. And then, like, he even told me, he's like, like, she's happy. Like, that's all that matters, right? Yeah. He was trying to tell me, like, reassure me, like, she's happy. Okay. Yeah. She's okay. And I was like, I was like, honestly, I'm actually really happy for Carlos. I was like, I really, really am. I had texted him. I was like, congratulations. I'm really happy for you. Remember, don't fuck it up. You know, like, just telling him, like, I'm there to support you as a friend. Yeah. You know? And that's when, after you guys got engaged, and I kind of remember a little bit of me texting you, Happy Stepmom's Day or something like that.
Yeah, she texted me on Happy Mother's Day, because we, like, going back to the whole, being a step-parent and being new at it, it's hard to find your place and, like, to feel recognized and, like, you just, it's like, it can feel like you're just a glorified babysitter at times.
Yeah.
And, so it meant a lot. When she sent me a Happy Mother's Day text that, you know, after it was, because we got engaged in October, and then, so Mother's Day was like
months later.
Actually, were we married already?
No.
Because we got married, when is Mother's Day? May? Because we got married in April.
Oh, then you guys were.
So we were already married. I forgot. We got married really fast. But
you guys did, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Because we got together in January 2018 and we got married in April 2019.
Shit, yeah, you're right. Oh my god, I didn't even realize either. Oh my god.
So we were already married. But yeah, you sent me a Mother's Day text, and it meant a lot. You know, she just said, like, thank you. I don't remember all of it, but I know you said, like, thank you for loving my baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything that you do for her. And I was like, it's like, because you, like, a lot of tension, I think, between, not that we were ever mean to each other.
No.
But, like, I know for me that I felt tension, and it was because I was so insecure and nervous because I didn't want to step on your toes and, like, make you mad on accident. Yeah. You know? And so, like, I didn't want to post about myself or anything on Mother's Day, and people would tell me Happy Mother's Day, and I'd be like, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, cool. So when you said it to me, it was like, okay, like, I can feel okay about this. Yeah. And I don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah, and, like, for me, if I were to ever become a step parent, because I don't understand that, because, you know, it's just me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't understand, but how I would want my relationship with, you know, whoever I'm dating and their baby mama, I want them to know, like, hey, I get it. I'm not replacing you. I can literally just, you guys keep it between you. You know, like how we have it now.
Yeah. We leave big decisions.
Big decisions. That's you guys. Discipline. That's you guys. Yes. That's, you know,
and
that's
obviously
not my place.
Carlos, I can give him my opinion, but, like, in the end, it's up to
it
Carlos.
It really is up to me and him.
Little day-to-day things.
Yeah.
Sam and I talk a lot about, you know, what's she going to wear for picture day? Or
what are you going to do? Yeah, for her birthday. And, you know.
We plan a lot of that because of Carlos's work schedule, and he's just on a different sleep schedule.
Poor guy. He's always tired too, so it's like it's just easier to deal with you because I know how he can get when he's tired. You know, and that's anybody actually. Well, and when I'm tired, I'm fucking irritated.
To be honest, I feel like the first year, like, whenever you guys would text about things, I feel like the way you would text is like you would accidentally piss each other off. Yeah. And he was like, wait, I think she's mad at me. And I'm like, let me read it. And then I would read it and I'd be like, okay, what do you need to say to her? Okay, can I type it? Yeah. Okay. And I would type it out very clear and nice. Yeah. And then send it. And then, because I just feel like the way they would, like, you guys would text.
I think just the way that we talk to each other in general.
All the time, you know? And I do remember reading that and being like, what? Like, no. Okay. And so now I like that you and I get to talk about all those little things. Because it doesn't start like fights between me and him like it always used to. Oh my god, that went by so fast.
I did.
So, final thoughts on
communication.
Yes.
Talk to each other and don't put it on the bonus mom and the baby mom. Put that baby daddy right in that bitch.
That's important too.
Because he also has a very huge say, especially if he's a part of the child's life a lot. You know what I mean?
And just to reiterate, everybody who's like, how did you get here? Like, it took you and Carlos
him a while,
like 6 or 7 years to become friends, and then it took her and I really 2.5 years to become close. And that's
close.
even though nothing bad happened between us.
Yeah.
Like, we had a lot of internal
just
tension,
realize
but
it's most likely the previous relation. Like I said, the reason why it did take us so long to get there was because of like the trauma that me and him both had to deal with while he was dating that one person.
Yeah.
So if that is not clear and if that is not healed or discussed about, it is going to bring tension to your other relationships, the other new ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think communication, period, literally just talk.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And
just talk. And it does take time.
Yeah. It takes time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're good.
We love you guys.
Yeah.